Irish Potato Farming Secrets Step-by-Step Guide. Step number 4. Integrated Disease Management, Preventing Devastating Losses. These are sustainable techniques that increase yields by 55% while cutting costs by 40%. Let's look at understanding late blight, the disease that destroyed Ireland. Late blight, that is Phytophthora infectans, the disease that caused the Irish potato famine, killing over 1 million people and forcing another million to migrate, remains the single most devastating potato disease globally, capable of destroying entire field within 7 to 14 days once established under favorable conditions. That is cool temperatures between 15 to 25 degrees plus, high humidity or rainfall, causing yield loss of between 40 to 100% in susceptible varieties without protection, and creating ongoing economic disaster for farmers who watch months of work and investment destroyed in weeks. Therefore, understanding late blight biology and implementing integrated management that prevents or minimizes damage represents perhaps the most critical knowledge separating successful from failed potato farming. Late blight is caused by a fungus-like organism that infects leaves, stems, and tubers during wet, cold periods, producing characteristic dark lesions on leaves that rapidly expand, a white fuzzy growth on leaf undersides, producing millions of spores that spread on wind and rain to other plants, and complete crop destruction within 2 to 3 weeks under optimal conditions for the pathogen. The economics of late blight are devastating. An unprotected susceptible variety in a late blight favorable region might lose between 60 to 90% of potential yield to the disease. But even moderate late blight, reducing yields by between 30 to 40%, combined with quality losses from tuber infection, cost farmers between $1,500 to $3,000 per hectare in lost production. Preventive fungicide programs costing between $300 to $400 per hectare seem expensive but prevent losses worth between 5 to 10 times the fungicide cost, clearly justifying the investment. However, many farmers make critical mistakes applying fungicides too late after disease is already established. Fungicides prevent infection but don't cure established diseases. Using inadequate rates or coverage, missing leaf surfaces allows infection. Applying at wrong intervals, between 7 to 10 days interval, which is required under high pressure, but many farmers stretch to between 14 to 21 days, trying to save money, allowing breakthrough infections, or choosing ineffective fungicides. Some fungicides work excellently against late blight, while others provide poor control. The integrated approach combining variety resistance, disease forecasting, strategic fungicide use, and cultural practices provides superior late blight management at lower cost than fungicide-only approaches. Implementing comprehensive late blight management. The foundation is variety selection priority. Late blight resistance. Modern potato breeding has produced varieties with moderate to high resistance to late blight, requiring between 30 to 60% fewer fungicide applications than susceptible varieties while maintaining excellent yield and quality. Research varieties available in your region, checking late blight resistance rating, rating often scored between 1 to 9 or low, medium to high. Prioritizing varieties rated between 6 to 9 or medium high to high resistance, providing genetic protection that reduces chemical dependency. However, understand that resistance is not immunity. Resistant varieties still require fungicide protection under very high disease pressure, but tolerate moderate pressure with minimal applications. The economic advantage is clear. Susceptible variety requiring between 6 to 8 fungicide applications costing between $400 to $600 per hectare versus resistant variety requiring between 2 to 4 applications costing between $150 and $300 while producing equal or better yields creates between $250 to $350 savings from variety choice alone. Therefore, also implement cultural practices reducing late blight pressure. Ensure adequate plant spacing and proper healing, creating good air circulation through canopy and dries leaves quickly after rain or dew. Wet leaves are required for infection. So faster drying reduces infection opportunity. Avoid overhead irrigation, which creates wet foliage favoring infection. Drip or furrow irrigation preferred. Destroy volunteer potatoes and potato kale piles, which serve as disease sources, infecting new crops, and practice crop rotation, minimizing pathogen carryover from previous crops. These practices cost nothing beyond proper management, but reduce disease pressure, creating conditions where variety resistance plus strategic fungicide use provide excellent control. Strategic fungicide application based on disease forecasting system provides optimal protection at minimum cost. Various late blight forecasting models, including simple blight units, blister casts, and others, track weather conditions accumulating disease pressure units based on temperature and humidity, predicting when conditions favor late blight development, and recommending fungicide applications when risk exceeds thresholds. Access forecasting through agricultural extension services, weather-based apps, or local farmer networks. Initiating fungicide program when forecasts indicate infection periods likely or when first disease appears in your region. During low-risk periods like hot, dry weather, early in season before canopy closure, minimal or no fungicide is needed. During moderate risk periods, apply fungicides at between 10 to 14 days interval. During high risk periods, continuous cool wet weather or disease reported locally, apply at 7-day interval using fungicides with excellent efficacy. Select fungicides strategically. Contact fungicides like mancozeb, chlorothalonil are inexpensive, that is between $30 to $50 per hectare application, but require excellent coverage and frequent application. providing good protection when applied preventively. Systematic fungicides like metalaxyl, flaximan, and others are more expensive, costing between $80 to $150 per hectare, but provide better curative activity and longer protection. Ideal for high pressure periods or tank mixing with contact products for enhanced protection. Beyond late blight, monitor for other diseases including early blight, that is alternaria, bacteria wilt, viruses, and various tuber rots. Early blight produces concentric ring lesions on leaves, typically later in season. Managed through resistant varieties and fungicides. Many late blight fungicides also control early blight. Bacterial wilt causes wilting and death of plants spreading through irrigation water and infected seeds. Controlled primarily through certified disease-free seeds and avoiding field-to-field water movement. Viruses are controlled excessively through certified seed. No cure exists once plants are infected. And controlling aphid vectors. Proper sanitation between crops, including removing volunteer potatoes and destroying cow piles, prevents disease carryover, reducing pressure in subsequent crops. Irish Potato Farming Secrets, Step-by-Step Guide, Step number 5. Click the link on the description below to watch this very important step. Thank you.